Hello everyone! Welcome back to another game of Final Girl with Mark. And today we're going to play as Ellen, I assume Ellen Ripley, going against the Evomorph, aka the Xenomorph, on the USS Konrad, aka, what is the name of the ship? The Nostromo. Yes, legally distinct from Alien. This is my favorite IP, horror IP. And we also have Ellen's thing if I happen to win today. But first, before we get to that, I want to give out the options for the next one so you can vote on them, because I didn't do that very well on the last one. So the options for the ones that I have not yet played in this set are the set of Panic at Station 2891, which has the organism and Station 2891. A Knock at the Door, which has the Intruders at Wingard Cottage, and Madness in the Dark, which has the Ratchet Lady at Wolf Asylum. So vote on those in the comments, and I will play one set of those. Once I get through all of them, then we'll start mixing it up. So there's that. I'm going to shuffle up the final, I'm turning them over by accident. Shuffle up the final health tokens and pick one at random for each of us. So I'm going to pick this one for the Evomorph, and so you guys can see what it is. There you go. Well, you now know if the Evomorph has extra health at the end of the game. And I'll pick this one for me. And again, now you know whether or not I have extra health at the end of the game. So that will go right there for Ellen. And Ellen starts with 4 health, and the Evomorph starts as a hatchling here with 4 health as well in the junction. And I have got the junction danger setup going. Jonas the Cat is the first starting event according to the setup, and we are playing Death in the Void. Most of the crew, including Ellen, didn't know it, but government officials sent the Konrad on a mission to uncover the secrets of the Evomorph. The raid on the decrepit carrier was a ploy to find the Evomorph hatchling. Ellen found a crew member dead in one of the service tunnels in a grisly scene. Her crewmates didn't believe her at first, but then they found the facility's tech being devoured in the mess hall. After discovering that a parasitic ultra-predator was aboard the ship, Ellen has vowed to defeat the beast. She knows she has options, and if she needs to, she'll use the self-destruct sequence to take the fiend to hell with her. All right, so we're using the Final Girl Ellen. The setup is Junction Danger. The item says setup is normal, which for this particular location, I get to start with a key card. 2 key cards are on the board, and if I pick those up, they are right here. And the rest of them are set up as normal. There are 3 more key cards, which I have the tokens for over here, hidden somewhere among the items. In addition to that, there is the super loader in the hangar that I can go there and potentially pick up and walk around using the super loader, which is really cool. And the super loader key is on the top of the mess hall item deck, so that's awesome. Okay, then the event deck, starting with Jonas the Cat. So the Jonas the Cat says to place the special victim meeple with the victim that is farthest from you. So there was a victim here. This is the farthest space, so I put the special victim there. Now this is Jonas. Haha, Jonesy. Jonas will not follow you. During the upkeep phase, panic Jonas 3 times. If you end the action phase in the same space as Jonas, you may choose one of the following. So I can reduce the horror level, or I can gain 3 time. And if Jonas the Cat leaves play, discard that card. So that's cool. It's just an extra victim that moves around, and if it gets killed, then it leaves play. Otherwise, it can give me a bonus if I land in the same space, which is awesome. So then it says to set up the terror cards with 3 specific ones from the Konrad deck and 7 random ones from the Evomorph deck, one of them being a minor dark power and the other 6 random other ones, which I have already set up and shuffled. And then the dark power is Acid Blood, excuse me, and the finale is Death in the Dark, and there are no special rules. So there we go. That is the scenario for this particular setup. Let me see if there's anything else that I should go with to start off with. I don't think so. So we have at the armory, we're starting in the armory, so we might even want to just grab this. So this thermal visor allows me to discard or to ignore an ambush card and draw another one. And whenever an enemy enters my space, I can discard 2 action cards to make an available guard reaction, to take an available guard reaction card into my hand. And that might be useful, but we will see. Okay, for now we'll leave that there. I like getting the super loader key. That's a great idea. In this particular game, you want to get the key cards as quickly as possible, because I can use the self-destruct or the airlock or the crusher or the incinerator to potentially deal a bunch of damage or just win the game outright by sending it out into space or destroying the thing. So here we go. Then we have an emergency access. This will only work once or twice. Move to an adjacent space through an inactive maintenance shaft. So speaking of, there are these maintenance shafts on the board which are not usable unless I take a key card and I put it on the associated maintenance shaft. Then I and only I can use that movement. Now we will notice here that from here, without using the maintenance shaft, the only way I can go is this direction, because these two are not connected. So let's see. Also, by the way, it starts off as a hatchling, which has 10 damage, but only moves 1 space. Also, I only increase this if the hatchling kills a victim. So if I get the bloodlust symbol anywhere else, I'm going to lose time instead of increasing the bloodlust. But as soon as it kills a victim, then it will evolve into the youngling, which is so thematic with the movie. I love it. Anyway, okay, so let's see here. So I can place a key card on this when I take it. During the action phase, I can place that on a maintenance card, matching the space I'm in, or on an adjacent maintenance shaft. So let's go ahead and start off. We have our action phase. We're starting off with the action phase. By the way, I think I mentioned I start with 4 health, or Ellen does, and the Evomorph as a hatchling also has 4 health. By the way, when it evolves to the adult, it will recover all of its health up to 10, which it doesn't have until it becomes an adult. So here we go. Now, I would really like to get some more key cards, so I should probably start moving around right away. Now, by the way, the junction is the only way through anything until I open up some of these maintenance shafts. Because, so this goes through here to there, this goes through here up there, so the maintenance shafts could be really useful, except that I need those key cards for these other things. So, how shall I play this? Boy, I think I'm gonna try and go around this direction and go ahead and open this maintenance shaft so I can get this. And maybe even go over to there, but we'll see. Okay, we'll see what happens here. I'm gonna start with a focus because, again, I have been reliably informed that focusing is the way to start this game. So we are currently at the middle area. I get to roll 2 dice. Here we go. I got 1 star. So I get to move this down 1, and I lose 1 time. So let's see. We have 2 walks, a short rest, a weak attack, and one focus left. let's go ahead and use the next focus. I'm going to go ahead and just do that. And, I could just discard all the rest of these to take that top action. I think I might do that because that'll afford me some more time, and then I can buy a bunch of cards for the next round. I'm just going to do that. Okay, so I'm discarding all the rest of my cards. 2 walks, a short rest, and a weak attack. That gives me... I always put that on top of there and then I can't see. Okay, so that gives me 2 stars. So I get to reduce this and I gain 2 time. So we are doing that. That is my discard. And now I have 7 time to buy cards. By the way, there is a special card for this game, and that is Scan. I'm also using Scavenge, which is from the box of props. That is one of the signature actions that you can choose to... You can choose 1 signature action per game. So I chose Scavenge because I'm going to need more items. So actually I'm going to use that. I'm going to buy Scavenge for 3. 1, 2, 3. And that allows me to get more items potentially. And so I have 4 left. What am I going to want to do in the next game? Or the next round? Maybe do some searching and moving. So yeah, I'm going to take, so with 4, I'm going to take 1 search card and 1 sprint card. The scan will not be useful until the xenomorph or the evomorph disappears, which will happen once it kills something. So yeah, so that is all of my planning. So I've purchased, we will reset the time to 6, and these will all, I mean, that's all the zeros, so these will all just go right there. And now I am going to resolve the killer action. So the killer action is it's going to target the closest meeple, the closest victim. So we have 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So everything is equally close, and ties are broken by the most. So this one, and this one. And I think probably the worst for me, or most thematic, boy, that's difficult. Either the one right next to me, because it could do 10 damage to me. Oh no, it can't, because it only targets the victims at this point. But if it did attack me there, then that would be a problem. So we're going to have it move. Now it's only going to move 1 space. So it's going to move closer to me, because that seems to be the worst for me at this point. And I'm going to break ties until I get a vote on that in the worst possible way. That's also probably the most thematic. Okay, so that's the killer action. Then we're going to draw a terror card. And we have Shadow Blitz. If the Evomorph is a hatchling, discard and draw the next terror card. Well, that's not good because I don't want to go through this really fast. So we have a gas leak. Roll a die to determine which maintenance shafts leak toxic gas. Oh, yay. Okay, we have a 5. The lower left, this one leaks toxic gas. Everyone in a space adjacent to an effective maintenance shaft receives -1 health. Well, so I'm going to lose 1 health right away because there's a gas leak. That's fun. And it looks like these 2 guys die also. And that's not cool. So actually, an easy way to tell if they actually do die would be if they are in the gruesome deaths. So we have here the Evomorph is the first one. So we've got Konrad event. No, they are not. Oh, wait, this is terror. Okay. So gas leak. Yes. Okay. So these 2 guys are going to die. However, they did not die from the hatchling killing them. They died from something else. So they just go there and this doesn't move up. So once I'm done with this, I'm gonna have to draw the next event. So we have a gas leak. Navigator Lambo hummed to herself as she conducted a routine life support check. In her distracted state, she didn't hear the gentle hiss from the maintenance shaft next to her monitor. Stifling a yawn, she thought distractedly how nice a nap would be after her systematic inspection. Lying down on the unyielding metal floor, Lambo closed her eyes and drifted off, thinking about the other systems she'd need to check that day. Sometime later, Lambo's now cold body was disturbed a final time as the Evomorph's heavy clawed foot came decisively down upon Lambo's skull, crushing it like a particularly fragile egg. Oh boy, that is gruesome. So, gas leak happens, and we have to draw the new event card. Faulty wiring. Dang it, I told them to get those wires fixed. During the upkeep phase, speaking of, so now we have 2 things during the upkeep phase, and I need to not forget to do that. Roll 1 die for the furnace and 1 for the trash compactor. So we have here and here. Currently there's nobody there. 1 to 2, everyone in that space receives -1 health. 3 to a 6, no effect. I'm going to put this down here so I don't forget about it, because both of those things will happen, and I probably will forget about it if I don't do that. So, that was the terror card. Panic phase. Victim was killed this turn. All victims in the killer's space panic. There's nobody there. The upkeep phase revealed the finale if there are no terror cards left. And then rearrange items, and then we have the events. So first we are going to do Jonas the cat. He is going to panic 3 times. So first panic, and this actually doesn't matter because 1 to 6 he's going to move here. All right, second panic. We have a 4, which will move him over to here. And third panic. Oh, that's interesting. On a 1 to 3, it just stays. That is a 4. Jonas is moving over there. Interesting. Okay, so that happened. And then roll a die for the furnace and the trash compactor. There's nobody there still, so that doesn't matter at all. Okay, back to the action phase. Cool. So let's try and, you know what, I need to sprint because we need to get this guy out of the way. And I just realized I don't remember if I can take anybody with me through the maintenance shafts. So let's look that up really quick. These are the rules. And maintenance shafts. Neither you nor victims can pass through, obviously, until there's a thing on there. Allow you to freely travel through it along with any victims that are following you. Perfect. Okay. So if I do that, then I can bring them. However, the escape pod is right there. So let's do that. Okay. So we have sprint, search, and scavenge. And boy. We're going to try sprinting because I would like to move far enough. That's the most important thing in this at this point. I really hope I don't get any. I really hope I get at least 1 star in this particular case, because that would not be good if I didn't. Oh shoot. I got 0 stars, 2 2s, which has nothing on it. So I lose 1 health, not good. I lose 2 time, and and I have to end the action phase immediately. But I do get to move 1 space. Still, that is not good. Well, I am going to go ahead and move the space. Alternatively, I cannot move a space and keep playing cards. You know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to not move a space and keep playing cards. The bummer is that means that this guy is going to kill this guy on the next round, or at the end of this turn. So I'm probably going to lose again. So now let's go ahead and shall I scavenge or search? So searching would get me that. Scavenging would get me an item from out of play. So these sitting here at random. And boy, both of these could be bad if I fail. Well, searching, failing, I will at least get something. So we're going to go ahead and search first, and we're searching here at the armory. And that is nice. 1 star. If I had 2 cards, I could discard them for another one, but that's okay. I will take the top card, the thermal visor, from my space. That will go there. And then I lose 1 time. I'm going to go ahead and scavenge as well. And we'll just hope this isn't bad. Oh gosh. Okay, well, I got a 0 on that. It could be worse. I gain 1 horror and I lose 1 time. Okay, that's all right. Action phase is over. I'm going to purchase all of my 0s back, and I have 2 that I could potentially purchase with. So I'm going to purchase both of these close calls because I'd like some cards to discard in the future. So we're going to call that good. That costs 2, so that goes there. We're going to reset back to 6. Well, that's funny. This actually does have an up and a down. So that'll go. This is, by the way, the special token that replaces the original one in the original game. Anyway, okay. So reset to 6, and then return action cards to their spaces. So we have a search is going there, sprint is going there, and my scavenge goes there. All right, now we resolve the killer action. So the killer is going to move their 1 and kill this person. So that guy is dead. This is going to move up because it increases since the hatchling killed somebody. And, oh, I did that incorrect. I was supposed to lose time for these 2 people. Whoops. Well, you know what? I'll lose it now. As much as that pains me. Oh, no. I bought these 2. I'll not buy those 2 instead. Okay. That wraps that up. Okay. So now, the Evomorph is going to evolve into a youngling. And the youngling, right there, immediately disappears. So, and it increases this normally now. And so when it disappears, it goes on the terror pile there. And so then we are going to draw a terror card. Although this, you know what, that makes more sense for it to do this. It says in the instructions that you ignore the entire killer phase and instead draw an ambush when it is missing like that. So I'm actually thinking that I now just ignore it. Well, you know what? We'll break ties in favor of the bad thing. So we'll go ahead and just have a youngling ambush right now. So we increase horror and the bloodlust goes up. And that is all that happens there, and we are discarding that. Okay, so panic. A victim was killed. There's nobody in, well, the killer isn't even on the board. We don't know where it is. So that doesn't matter. And upkeep. So Jonas is going to move. This is the first thing, 5. So he's going to move here. Second move is a 3, so he's going to stay there. And third move is a 5. So he's actually moving to the junction. Very interesting. Okay. And then there's still nobody in the trash compactor or the furnace. So that doesn't happen. So now we are back to the action phase. Let's go ahead and focus a couple of times here because I'd really like to lower that enough to get 3 dice going. You know what? Looking at this... Oh, never mind. Okay. So, here we go. Nice! Okay, so I got a star and 1 that I could potentially discard 2 cards to make that 2 stars. Is that worth it? I think it is. So, the weak attack I don't need. And I'm going to discard one of the walks. We're going to do that. We decrease the horror, and I gain 2 time. That is awesome. Okay, so then I'm going to hold on to focus, because I like that every other round thing going on. So we're going to walk. See if I can exit the armory finally here. Yeah. All right. That'll work. I got 1 star. I could potentially make it 2 stars, but let's not. We're just going to move 1 space and do that. Then I'm going to take a short rest, and hopefully good stuff will happen here. No, good stuff did not happen. Oh, I just negated it. Well, I am healing 1, but the horror increases and I lose 1 time and the action phase ends, but that's okay because I was just going to end it anyway. Okay, so now I'm going to buy cards, and I'm again going to buy a search and a sprint. Or, well, actually, no. I have enough. I'm going to buy a distraction. So that's 3. And, you know, maybe I'll just buy 2 distractions. Then I could potentially get this all the way down and then have more dice to... Yeah, I'm just going to buy 2 distractions. And hopefully this is enough distraction to have things go well. Okay. So that was purchasing. We're going to reset time to 6. And then return action cards. These are all 0s, so they are all going there. And then is the killer phase. The killer is currently missing, so we're going to draw another ambush, and it is the youngling ambush. You've discovered shed skin. Place an X in the closest space to you without an X, and I imagine that would be the space that I'm currently in, which means the youngling is not there currently. Okay, well, that is all for that. And now it is again the upkeep phase, so we're going to roll for Jonas. Yes, okay. Jonas is going to move 5. He will move here. Nice, I'll take it. So that's 1 move. And a 1, he will move back there. That's 2 moves. And 1 more move. 5. Right back here. Okay, that's nice, because if I can move here and end my, I believe it is, and yes, if I end the action phase there, then I get an extra action, and that is awesome. However, I am not going to be moving this round because I have distractions and focus. So that's not anything. Okay, and there's still nobody in the furnace or the trash compactor. So back to the action phase. We are going to play a distraction. Yes. Because no matter what, I will at least get to lose 1 of those. Okay, here we go. Aww. Well, I could discard both of these to gain 1 star. I don't like that at all. Nope. I'm going to go ahead and take the no star action. Lose 1 horror, and I lose 4 time. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. All right, I'm going to play the other distraction and see what happens here. It'd be really nice if these distractions were actually useful. And hey, I got 1 star. So 1 star means I lose 1 horror and I gain 1 time. That is awesome. Okay, and then I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to play the focus, and hopefully we get down so that I can now use 3 dice. Okay. And nice! I got 1 star, which means this will go down to the... I don't even remember what the names of these are, but these sections. But that's okay. But I do lose 1 time. That's also okay. And I'm done with the action phase. So now we're going to purchase action cards. I'll purchase all of the 0s, and then I also have 2 time. So let's purchase both, or let's purchase 2 of the scans. Yes. Okay, we're gonna do that. And now these will all go back. Focus will go there. 2 distractions will go there. And we are done. Oh, I did that, so now we're gonna reset it to 6. Return action cards and resolve the killer action, which means, yet again, ambush. Excuse me, sorry. Okay, move the bloodlust marker up on the track to the next space with evolve in the special effect column. That's a bummer. So if I had to guess, I'd say just move it up there, which means it evolves immediately. And so evolve happens. So let's see. Upon evolving, max health increases to 10. So we're gonna add 6 more here. So that is 2, 4, and 6. It now has 10 health. I wasn't able to do almost anything to it. Recovers all health. We're gonna rotate that, so now it is the adult, and we reveal the dark power. Acid blood. When revealed, place the Evomorph in the closest space to you without an X and remove all X's. So that would be here, here, or here. And it would make most sense for him to be in the space with Jonas. So there's that, and I will remove this X. Then it says, whenever you damage the Evomorph in your space, lose 1 health. Wow! Oh, because of the acid blood, because I did damage to it. Okay. Well, there's that. Okay, so I did that. We're ignoring the rest of the killer phase. And so we are at the panic phase. Nothing happened there. Upkeep phase. Jonas is going to move. So Jonas panics. Here's roll number 1. He's going to move 5, so he's going to move into my space. Panic number 2. 4. And, oh, so he moves right back. And panic number 3. That is a 5, so he moves right back into my space again. Okay, so, boy, Jonas is gonna die. That's too bad. Yep, Jonas is gonna die. That's a bummer because I could get that out of it. But maybe I'll just go ahead and stay where I am so that I can get the bonus out of it once. Okay. In any case, we've got stuff to do here. And I really need to move. I have accomplished almost nothing here, which is pretty incredible. Okay, you know what? We're gonna start off with focus. Since I can roll 3 dice, I wanna get it down as low as possible. So, rolling 3 dice, and I got 1 star. So I get to reduce that, and that took me 1 time. Okay, good. Now we're good there, and I cannot use the scan because the Evomorph has not vanished. It's currently visible. So I could attack it after walking, but that's a terrible idea right now. Maybe I want to rest. We're not going to rest right now. We're going to walk. Okay. Oh boy. Well, I can discard 2. I could discard 4 and make it so I can move 2 spaces. I think I might do that. I'm going to hold on to the walk, and I'm going to discard all 3 of these, the short rest, weak attack, and the 2 scans. Discarding all of those. I did it again. Okay, so I have 2 successes, and I'm going to move up to 2 spaces and lose 1 time. So I'm going to move here and here. Yeah. I'm going to move over there, and as soon as I land here, the escape pod happens. So this person is now leaving. We'll discard those, and what do I want? Should I take a search card, move a space? You know what? No, I'm going to change my mind. I'm not going to move over there because what I need is up here. So no, I'm going to move there twice. I'm going to move or make 2 moves to move up there. And we're going to call that good. Okay. So then I'm going to walk 1 more time. And hopefully I can get over there to the trash compactor. And I'm just realizing I need to see about the key cards if I can just pick those up or if I have to use a search action to pick them up even though they're right in that space. Okay, I got 2 stars. That's awesome. Move up to 2 spaces and move that there. Okay, so we're going to check the rules about the maintenance cards. So, if you start or end your movement on a space, not while passing through, that has a token, you can spend 1 time to take the token. Okay. Well, sadly, I'm going to have to end my movement even though I have move up to 2 spaces. That's okay. Okay. So, in that case, we are going to... Oh, and I didn't read the gruesome death for that guy. That's too bad. Oh well. Okay, so we're going to move up here. I'm going to spend 1 time to pick up this key card. And so it's not in my hand, but that's okay. I'm just going to put it there. Okay. And that will work. I now have 2 key cards. The mess hall is where the super loader key is, so I'm probably going to go there next. Okay, so that is the end of my action card phase. I'm going to now purchase action cards. I only have 2. I get the focus, obviously, and I'm going to pick up the search for 2 because I really want that loader key. It's not going to help me a whole lot this round. Maybe I should pick up... No, I'm going to pick up sprint because that's not going to be... The search isn't going to be helpful in this next turn. I'd like to move. Okay, so that will work. That cost me that 2, and I'm going to reset this to 6 and return all of these. So I have that one and that one. These 2 go there, and those go there. Okay, killer phase, resolve the killer action. He's going to, the closest one is Jonesy, or Jonas. And he's going to go there and hit Jonas for 2, and Jonas is dead. So, let's find out how Jonas died. This is a general death on the USS Konrad. So we're going to roll 2 of these and find out how Jonas died. That's 2 6s, which is not on here. Oh, excuse me. General incinerator death. Well, how about a general regular death? Oh, I'm on the wrong thing. That's the Konrad. I'm looking for the general deaths for the adult. Well, I got 2 6s, so... Oh, and this is Jonas, so that's not actually going to work at all. We're not going to read that for Jonas, because Jonas is a cat, and that won't work. Okay. So, Jonas dies, and this goes up. Nothing else happens there. And then I need to draw a terror card. So we have Garbage Day. All victims adjacent to the trash compactor panic. And the trash compactor is... I don't remember. Oh, right here. Trash compactor. I am in the trash compactor. That's helpful. So, adjacent to it, panic. Oh, yay. And then I'm going to lose 1 health. So we're going to start with this guy, and actually no matter what I roll, he's going to go into the trash compactor. So he's going to die. Okay, so then one of those guys is going to move into the trash compactor, of course, and then the other one is going to move 5 into the trash compactor. So, yay, everyone at the trash compactor dies. So we have 3 there. So we'll do that in a second, and I lose 1 health. Okay, so now we can gruesomely die in the trash compactor. Crusher, incinerator. I guess that would be the crusher, huh? Yes, even though that is called the trash compactor. We're gonna do a crusher death. Here we go. 2. Several crew members turned the corner and made their way inside the trash compactor. But there were very few places to hide, and the crusher had started its cycle, so no chance of jumping in there. Realizing this wasn't a good place to stay, they all scrambled back to the door. That's when John got bumped off the platform and into the crusher. Jennifer stayed back to try and help John, but the crusher pressed against his hips, and the pops of cracking bones could be heard over the noise of the crusher. Jennifer couldn't watch the horror and left John alone to die. That's horrible. How dare you? Okay, so that is going to be 1, 2, 3 deaths. So we're going 1. This will move up 1, 2, 3. Yay. This is going to move up 2 more. So I now no longer get to use 3 dice. Well, that is a bummer. And then after that, he is going to target this guy and move 3 spaces, up to 3 spaces, boom, 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 and kill him. Awesome. And that's going to move up there. Wow. Okay. Again, this escalated quickly. Okay, so here we go. I'm doing horrible. Okay, so a victim was killed. There are no more victims in the killer space. So we will... Jonas the cat is dead, so that's gonna just do that. So there is nobody in the furnace, and the trash compactor cycles. So we have faulty wiring. We are going to see what happens here. 4, no effect. Okay, that'll work. And back to the action phase. So we're gonna start off by focusing, because that is necessary. And I again get 2 dice. Oh, come on. Well, I just lose 2 time. That's not useful. Apologize. Okay. Then we're gonna sprint. This has just not been very good here. Oh, nice. I got 2 5s. So I can move up to 3 spaces. So I'm gonna go 1, 2. This guy just gets rescued, and then I'm coming right back to the mess hall. Perfect. And then I lose 1 time for that. Okay, so what am I gonna take with this? Should I could take a search card, or I could take 2 time. I mean, those are 6 one, half a dozen the other. Yeah, you know what? No, I have that. So, no, I'm going to do this. And we're going to move this down since that's what I'm doing a lot of. Okay, then I have 3 time left. First of all, I'm going to take all these. I will take a search for 2 and a close call for 1. That's a total of 3. That brings us down to here. And so that was purchasing. We're going to reset time to 6. And then we will put these back where they belong. Sprint will go there. And killer phase. So he is going to target the closest guy, which is right there. And he's going to come over here and kill him. So he's going to go there and boop. And we have to discard the next terror card. So he's going to be ever closer to flipping this to the other side. All right. I'm not doing well here. Okay. So then a victim was killed, but there's nobody in that space. So do that, and nobody is in either of those. So we are back to the action phase. So the first thing I'm going to do here is, well, I should focus. We're going to focus first. Oh, come on. Again, I just lose 2 time. Okay. Then we are going to search. So we will, yep, I'm just gonna search here, and I got 1. So I get to take the top card at my space, which is the superloader key, which is awesome. And so that will go here. That is awesome. Okay, now I'm actually gonna move these down so I have more space here. Get a lot of key cards. And for that matter, maybe I want to consider doing one of these. Let's see, the airlock is activated, the hangar. No, I still don't have enough of those. Okay. So we'll put those off to the side. Okay. So that was pretty good. I'd kind of like to get some more items, but I can do scavenge. So maybe I will stay where I am. All right, I'm going to take a short rest, see what happens, and then I'm going to stay where I am so I can get some more cards. Oh, come on. Well, I do gain 1, but this goes up 1, and I lose 1 time. And the action phase ends immediately, but that's okay because I was going to do that anyway. Okay. So action phase ends immediately. At least I gained 1 health. So I have 3 time. Should I get scavenge or search? Actually, for that matter, I could get distraction, but I'm going to take a search for 2. When I have 1 more, I will take another close call. Yes. Okay, and that goes there. So now we're going to reset the time to 6, and I gain all of the... Oh, I forgot to purchase this. Yes, I get this. And then these are going to go back. So the search will go there, and these 2 will go there. And then we resolve the killer action. So it's going to move 4 spaces, but there's no one anywhere near it. This is the closest. So it's going to move 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then do nothing. And then I'm going to draw a terror card. It says, game over, man! Game over! If there are no victims on the board, discard this and draw the next terror card. Otherwise, we are going to increase the horror. And then he's going to, again, target and kill. So he's going to move the 4 spaces again. 1, 2, 3. That is all that's necessary. And then kill 1, dealing 4 damage. So this is going to go there. And then we discard the next terror card. Man. Okay, it came out of the shadows. Oh, hold on. I'm in the wrong area. Where is it? Ambush. Here it is. It came out of the shadows. It came out of the shadows! It came out of the shadows! Hooper repeated as he backed frantically toward the center of the room. He'd been inspecting the ducts when the creature had done exactly that. Hooper had barely managed to spring away in time to avoid a killing blow. Now he nervously scanned the room, repeating his gibbering mantra as he waited for it to come again. When it did, it came from behind, slashing Hooper viciously before fastening its sharp teeth atop Hooper's head. With a dull crunch, it bit through Hooper's skull, ending the nightmare along with his life. Ooh. Okay, that was that guy. Dead. Hooper. Okay, that was terror. And now we have the panic phase, and there is a guy in his space, and it doesn't matter what I roll, he's going to panic over to here. So then that happens, there is nobody here, so that doesn't happen, and we are back to the action phase. Okay, I think we're going to start, as usual, with a focus. Sigh. Okay, we got one. Nice. That'll go there, and we lose one time. Okay. Then I would like to search, because I want to find some more key cards. So here we go. That is 1 star. Take the top item card at your space, and it requires 1 time. Now, I don't even know what this is, because it says to not turn them over. So what do we have here? A personal beacon. I'm right here, come and get me. Once per action phase, you may trigger the following killer action. Oh, interesting. I'm not sure that I care about this though, because there aren't a whole lot of people left. See, 1, 2, 3, 4. That won't matter. This is not super useful. That's too bad. Okay. And then I need to move. So we're gonna walk. I'd like to get all the way over to the hangar. I'm not doing it. I'm not playing this very well. Okay, so that is at least 1. I can get a second one out of this. And I'm going to. So I'm going to discard both close calls, and I will move 2 spaces. 1, 2. Actually, no. Oh, I should have known better than that. Again, it's not going to matter. So that's all right. I'm discarding these to move 2 spaces. 1, 2, and that takes 1 time. Should I walk again? I think, yeah, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to walk again. Come on! Yes. Move up to 1 space. Now I could discard 2, but I don't have 2. So I will move 1 space, and that takes 1 time. So at least I'm there. Now I need 2. Oh, that's too bad. That was not worth it, because now I can't even move next time, because I don't have another walk. That was a poor decision. Oh well. Okay. So, in any case, I will then buy... I have to buy a sprint. So that I can actually move. And I get the short rest and the focus. So there we go. That's that. And then we're going to reset time to 6. I need to get a drink of water. And these get put back where they go. And then we're going to resolve the killer's action, and he's going to come over here and whack. So this is another general death. Excuse me again. Okay, so this is just a general adult death. 5. This is it, Marino thought to herself as she checked her remaining ammo. A few pot shots as she'd fled the creature's advance and left her with only 2 remaining rounds. She'd make her stand here, regardless of the outcome. The Evomorph advanced toward her cautiously, slime falling from its parted jaws. Marino let out a desperate cry as she took aim and fired twice. Both shots went wide. The creature almost seemed to grin as it approached her. Its jaws darted out. Marino felt a dull crunch at the top of her head, and then she was drowning in a river of pain. Ooh, that's horrible. Okay, and then I increase that, which means I just discard one of these. Oh, that's actually decent a decent discard, because now I have to draw a terror card, and it says it came out of the shadows. If the Evomorph is a hatchling, discard and draw another one. Otherwise, it's going to target anyone. Oh no! I think I'm dead. Yep, so it targets me. It moves 4, so it's gonna go boop, boop. And then it hits me twice. So the first time is 4 damage. Boom, boom, and do I die? I don't die! Wow, okay. The problem here is that I do that, and I get 2 more, and it's gonna hit me again. So I need to find out how that works. So let's just check this here. Health, losing health here. Final health token. Okay, so no. Okay, if it's blank, place the final health based on life. The current phase. Okay, whenever someone comes back to life. So that was awesome. Which one was that? That was the. I didn't even. This one. Okay, so I got 3 health back. That's 1, 2, 3. Oops. Oh no. I think that was on 3. Oh well. So whenever someone comes back to life, the current phase immediately ends and play continues to the next phase. So that I lucked out really well, because that doesn't happen and he doesn't even disappear. So nobody died, so that doesn't happen. Upkeep phase, there's nobody in the furnace or the trash compactor. And so so it is again my turn. Oh boy. Okay, well, I need to move so I can get that stinking super loader. But I'm also gonna focus first. So let's focus. Focus and shoot. Well, I don't want to use any of these, so I'm going to let that be 2-time. That's horrible. Okay, well, then we're going to go ahead. Oh no, if I attack, then I take damage. And that's horrible. So I'm not going to do that. In that case, actually, I am going to spend 2 to turn that into a single success. So instead of losing 2-time, I'm going to reduce that and lose 1-time. And those are discarded. Then I'm going to sprint, because that is extraordinarily necessary. And good, we have 1 success. We're going to move here and use 1-time. And now, if I'm in the same space as the super loader, I might take and equip the super loader item card. So I'm going to move these over here. This is kind of useless, so I'm just going to put it underneath. That's not helpful. Okay, so I'm going to equip the super loader. So I'm just going to put this here, because I am now in the super loader. Yeah, let's dance. Okay, when I have the super loader equipped, victims will not follow me. Well, that doesn't matter because there's only 1 left anyway. Reduce all movement by 1 to a minimum of 1. Reduce all damage by 1 to a minimum of 1. And I cannot play short or long rest or search. That's okay. Oh, I can't play search either. Well, that's okay. I would like to search in some other areas. Okay, well, I can't move right now anyway, because I don't have any move cards. So I'm going to call that done. We're going to go to purchasing, so I get these back, and that's okay. That works. And I have 4 to gain other things. Okay, so I'm going to gain a search for 2, and maybe I should get another search. So I'd like to get a scavenge, but yeah, you know what? I'm going to get another search for another 2. And that's what I have. We're going to reset time to 6 and return these to their spots. Sprint goes over here. Okay, then we resolve the killer action. Now this is not good. Oh, I think I died anyway. Yeah, because he's gonna move over here and deal 4 damage, which is reduced by 1, and I only have 3 health left. Bummer. 1, 2, 3 damage, and I died. Well, I need to rethink my strategy on these because I'm not doing well. I didn't even do 1 damage to him. I don't think I did 1 damage to the last one either, to the big bad wolf. Anyway, okay. Well, that's another thing you can tell me is help me out with some strategy here because I'm doing horrible. That's all right. This is still an extremely fun game, even for dying and not doing any damage at all. Okay, well, this was great. It was very thematic. We died in the hangar while wearing that heavy loader, the super loader, and it was still fun. So, there we go. Hopefully, I'll get some suggestions or some votes on which one to do next. We have Panic at Station 2891, we have A Knock at the Door, and we have Madness in the Dark. So, we'll do one of those next, and I'll see you next time. Have fun playing games. Bye-bye!